refers to an astronomical cycle. And if we look at the most basic aspects of our lives, it seems mundane and habitual, so we don't think about it. But we talk about day and night. Every day, every night, we do something different. This is a cosmic cycle, and we live here on a planet in space. How wild is that? And we have one moon, which we call the moon, which I think is a relic of geocentric thinking, an artifact of our former consciousness before it became clear that we're not the center. So really it should be called Earth's moon, and we have a year, which is due to Earth's relationship with the sun, and this causes the seasons. And at night we dream. In the different seasons we have changes of consciousness thanks to our place in the universe with which we are intimately connected. Time itself, being on time, is based on the motion of the celestial bodies. And there's another motion rarely talked about, but the New Age movement is about this for some reason, and ancient cultures knew about it, and they had mythology of a longer term cycle connected to precession, which also they thought affects human consciousness. And some of the modern researchers who are interested in this, who are few in number, think that this 24 to 26,000 year cycle, it's not known exactly how long, but we're talking a pretty long time, much longer than a single human generation. They are thinking that it has an up and a down, as Plato talked about, and as the Yuga cycles talked about, with an ascending phase of rising consciousness in humanity and maybe other changes, and it perhaps is hard to even comprehend what these changes could be. Just like when we are awake, the dream state is very bizarre, and when we dream, it seems normal, but what is going on with dreaming anyway? I don't know. And then there's a peak, or the golden age, and then there's 12 to 13,000 years of a descending phase. They think that around 500 AD, according to some, which we literally call the Dark Ages, was the depth of the most recent bottom of the Yuga cycle, and that we're now on the ascending leg of our journey back to another golden age in 10,000-ish years from now. So the next 10 to 11,000 years, folks, are looking up. That's a nice message to hear in today's world, perhaps, given that if we stretch our awareness to many, many generations across thousands of years, I mean, we're talking, this is a longer period of time to contemplate than all of recorded history. So we could have a few hundred years of bad times as things work themselves out while we continue as a humanity on the upswing. Perhaps. Now, this is an astronomical cycle, and as the precession occurs, each of the constellations in turn will be on the spring equinox or the fall equinox. And it will be that your sign, so to speak, your zodiac sign, will not always be in the same month that it is now. So in 3,000 years from now, if you're born on your birthday, it'll be a different sign.
No.
Yeah. And if astrology, if there's...
I'm going to be an Aquarius till the day I die.
Well, you will be. But if you were born 3,000 years from now, you would not be an Aquarius. So if astrology has any relevance, like you say, I am an Aquarius, well, then maybe there's something to this idea. Anyway, that is my favorite type of mythology. There are so many other stories about the constellations, and functionally, the other value of constellations is mapping the sky. Does anybody see a constellation up there?
Yeah, there's a couple
Orion.
right
We see Orion.
Orion, that
Orion
way.
is behind
Right
us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's Orion's
Oh,
belt.
yeah.
That's the only one I can always pick out.
That one is
Yeah, we got this one
unmistakable.
over here.
Big Dipper.
Got the dipper.
Here's the Big Dipper.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very
I love
good.
that laser.
And the laser is great.
cool. I
And
want
I know, it
the
makes
Big
you
Dipper.
see things.
I wish I
Isn't
could
the
play with
small-
cats
is it
like
the
all
Little
over the
Dipper?
neighborhood.
Well, I saw a cat. Where did the cat?
A block away.
Yes.
They play
Yeah.
with cats all over the world.
There's a satellite there,
Satellite.
right above
Oh, right
us.
there, right above us.
Oh, the
Straight above
twinkling.
us.
Oh, yeah. It's zipping
Twinkly.
by.
Yeah.
Going-
Yeah.
See it?
I don't see
Taking
that.
the
Twinkle,
path
twinkle.
of that other, like, red
It's in the
light.
cloud.
Here, somebody
In the
point to it.
cloud, yeah.
Right there,
Yeah.
right around there, right there.
Ah, satellite. Very good.
Yeah.
It's going through Gemini right now.
I can feel it.
These two stars are the twin
twins.
stars, Castor and Pollux of Gemini, the twins.
Oh, those two right there?
Yeah, they're kind of right overhead right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, that's cool.
Where's the Little Dipper?
The Little Dipper is a very poor constellation, but very well known, except for one cool thing.
Right there.
Over here is Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is a nice constellation.
Much better than the little dipper.
A little
I'm
bit
sorry.
dipper.
It's like a little dipper.
A little bit dippers. Very, very poor. Here it
Okay.
is.
North
Okay.
Star.
The only redeeming quality of the Little Dipper is that this star is the North Star,
Yep.
and it's part of the Little Dipper. We can see these two stars, and then there are four very dim stars, which are hard to see even on a moonless night. You can see that the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper sort of pour into each other, and this is the North Star, so that's cool.
All right.
We were ancient.
I love that scientific explanation. It's cool.
Yeah, right.
It's cool.
These two right above our had those two big bright ones. Those are two Gemini. That's a Gemini.
Yeah. Castor
Oh, no.
and Pollux.
Oh, what are those other
Wait,
two?
you're pointing to something else now.
What are those two?
Okay, here is the constellation of Auriga. These 6 stars make sort of a pentagon.
Yeah, I was saying, that's
And
definitely.
this is a neat one named Capella. Does
Ah.
Capella seem to have any color?
Blue.
Nope,
Yellowish?
no color.
Maybe yellowish. Yellowish is a good answer. Capella is Capella is similar to our sun, and the thought is that what are the stars? They're points of light from our perspective with our naked eye, and even in a telescope, they're nothing but points of light, but they are thought to be like our sun, which is closer to us and therefore resolvable as a disk with size and details, features on it, things like solar flares and an extended atmosphere called the corona, which, by the way, will be fabulously visible in about 2 weeks in Austin and some other parts of Texas, not quite in Dallas. I'll be going to Austin to see the total eclipse on April 8th. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be able to see it from our house.
Dallas is supposed to be a good, I thought it was a good place to see it.
Is it,
Are
does
you
it go
at
over
your house?
Dallas?
Yeah. Yeah, right in the way.
Oh, I didn't.
We already have all the glasses.
Okay.
Party?
Yeah, party at our house.
All right.
Come on over. Come on over.
You can book a flight.
Oh, you know, JSX is doing a flyover.
Yeah, yeah. The view the eclipse plane flights.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Wish I'd have thought of that. That was a cool idea.
Seems all right. Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's a fabulous sight. I saw the last one in 2017 as well. But it's an interesting coincidence, according to science, which allows for this amazing phenomena to occur. Why can we have a total solar eclipse where the moon blocks the sun, but just barely? Why can we have this? Perhaps nobody ever gives it thought, but it's quite strange that the moon is about 400 times smaller than the sun and 400 times closer to us. Therefore, from our perspective on Earth, they appear almost exactly the same size in the sky. No reason why that has to be the case, as far as science knows. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So
Well, you
that's
never
what
see the
allows-
backside of the moon.
And we never see the backside, yeah. The moon is what's called tidally locked. And what that means is that, let's say the red light is the Earth. I'm the moon going around the Earth, but it's only my front side which is facing the Earth as I go around it. And of course the Earth is spinning. Does that make sense? So that's why there's a backside of the moon which is dark from our perspective, although it does get sun. In fact, during a total eclipse or during any new moon, the dark side of the moon is completely lit up. We just can't see it because it's facing away from us.
Is that the case with all moons and other planets?
Good question. Mostly so. Mostly so. It would appear that a good definition of moon could be something which is tidally locked to its host. It's not perhaps 100% true, and the question of what is a planet, what is a moon, and what is a star is perhaps not as clear as it might seem, especially given some recent observations from the James Webb Space Telescope and cases like Pluto, for example. What's the deal with Pluto?
Ousted.
Yeah,
He got voted off the island. Voted off the island.
it got voted away. We don't know what Pluto is.
thought it was a
Is it a planet? Is it a dwarf planet? What's funny about this whole saga of the 20th and 21st century is that the same story happened in the 19th century with Ceres, which is now considered the largest member of the asteroid belt. They called it a planet. What is it? No, it's not a planet, it's an asteroid. So then they discovered Pluto. It's a planet. No, it's a dwarf planet. But Pluto is a complicated system. It's not just one ball flying around by itself. Pluto and Charon are tidally locked to each other, and they are of relatively similar size. So now do we have two moons in tidal lock with each other? Do we have a binary system of dwarf planets, which also has 5 other bodies, 5 other moons going around them? It's quite a complicated little neighborhood out there. But what we have not observed anywhere so far is a moon's moon. The moon has no moon.
Oh,
Jupiter's moons have no moons. So there appears to be maybe like 3 orders of magnitude possible. And then you can't have any more things going around other things. So that's kind of interesting.
Is it a lot better without the moon? Or that the moon isn't full or almost full?
Well, what
Is it a big
happens
difference?
is the naked eye viewing experience is quite a bit different, and some of the deep sky objects, things like nebulae and galaxies, which are very faint, become much harder to see even in the telescope when there's a full moon. However, Jupiter looks pretty close to the same even when the moon is out. The things that affect the views of Jupiter are whether it's kind of too low to the horizon like it is now. This makes more Earth atmosphere that we have to look through. And Earth atmosphere makes the view blurry. This is why Hubble and the James Webb Space Telescope and a few others are out there outside the atmosphere. Moon is,
So pretty.
well, the advantage of having a moon is that you can look at it in the telescope, and it's kind of pretty, although I'm a bit aware of the moon, let's say, wary of the moon, as the lunar influence tends to make people loony. And so, I keep my guard up during the full moon. The lunatics may be out.
Mooney or Mooney?
Is that where lunatics comes from?
I never do that. That makes sense.
And while you guys are up, come take a look in this one, which I've had on Comet Pons Brooks. Have you heard of Comet Pons Brooks?
No.
Is that the one that's gonna hit us?
Yes, any day now, doomsday is near. No, it's not supposed to hit us, but comets have this bad reputation. They were always a bad omen in the past. People don't want unpredictability in the heavens. It could mean doomsday, and in the past, the heavenly realm was supposed to be the place of ideal perfection, anything unpredictable, which generally means a comet, was not seen as a good thing. Well, this one has made the news because nowadays people have lost touch with their heritage. The comets are bad omen,
See a tail.
and it has made the news as a very exciting thing that you might be able to see with the naked eye during the total eclipse. I think this is highly unlikely, but it's a pretty good comet. Yeah. What we have here is Comet Pons Brooks, named for ponds and brooks. And it's considered yeah, right. It's considered a Halley type comet with a period of 70-some years. Ugh, comets are unpredictable. Even Halley's comet, it's not as predictable as we would like. How irritating. Halley's comet varies between something like 74 to 79 years. It's not always the same, and it's even like maybe the most well-studied one of all. An interesting comment, is this real or fake? Well, this is a digital image.
Oh, it is.
And that's a digital eyepiece. You can also see it on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going fast.
Wild.
You can tell.
It's going fast, you can tell, yeah. Right.
Really? I can see.
So
At
you
least
can
30
see
miles
if you
an
didn't get up to look in the telescope. This is what we're seeing.
How fast is it going?
Is it real? Is anything on the glowing rectangle real? I don't think so. So it feels a little more real to look at it through the telescope, even though it's still a digital image in the digital eyepiece. But we could do it with old-fashioned film photography. It would just be exceedingly difficult. And the advantage of doing long exposure digital photography is that we can see faint fuzzies as more than a faint fuzzy patch. We can see color, we can see the amazing detail in the photography that people have become accustomed to now because images from the James Webb and from amateur astrophotographers, make the news. But is it real? Yeah, I don't know. This one is real, and this one is better for looking at bright objects like the moon. The moon is amazing to look at in a telescope. Has anyone looked at the moon in a telescope before?
I would like to.
Can you see that
yes and
thing
no.
that's up there right now?
The which one?
Isn't there some
Oh, the machine?
that fell over?
The machine.
Oh,
can-
that one.
Wow.
The one they just
Yeah.
set up there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they did nothing because it
Can
kind
you
of crashed.
find it?
No, I believe that no matter how big the telescope is on Earth, at least that we can currently build, there are limitations of optics which don't allow for enough magnification to see things like the flag on the moon from Earth.
You think
the-
that's the government?
yeah, right. I think
We went there.
Well, should we go there? I mean,
It's Donald Trump. And Trump is blocking it.
It's China.
quick survey. How many think the moon landings were produced in a sound studio
Oh my gosh.
He's just checking.
with a green
I think
screen.
it's entirely possible.
You got one.
Possible.
I'm still gonna be an Aquarius, I'm just saying. I'll put it out there and just say I'm Aquarius no matter what. Can I
Well-
look at the moon through the thing?
Yeah.
Aquarius.
And
Can I
I
look
mean,
at the moon? We are.
not to say it proves anything about the moon hoax, but well, there's a no-fly zone over the moon landing sites, according to the government. They say,
Who's flying there?
well, other planes and things. They said, please, yeah, right.
Wow. It's so pretty.
Amazing.
I do really love the moon, and it was so full last night. It was so beautiful.
Yes.
That is so.
Guys, I think there's a way to take
That
a
is so
picture of it
cool.
with your phone.
I love that. You would know.
You can if you.
Then it makes it big.
Do that too.
Yes.
You don't believe
You
anything.
can, you can easily
No,
hold
right.
your phone eyepiece up to the camera, up to the eyepiece. Yeah.
Oh.
It works very well. Now we see a little bit of waviness in the moon image. And
Yeah,
that's because
it's
the
so
moon is
pretty.
still low, but it's so pretty. You can see detail. You can see craters.
Isn't that pretty?
Now,
Okay, so is it Miss Berkeley with all the doubts? Is that?
I'm not saying. I'm not
Okay,
saying
I think we can put those two things together.
Well, I was
we
just
need
like
to be
joking,
tolerant of
but it
all-
looks fake because it's a digital.
It would have
This one is a digital screen, so it looks like an image, like a digital image, but it's because it's a digital item. It's kind of like I was joking because I have a camera that's a digital screen too, and it doesn't look real. You're looking at it, but they sort of digitized it. It's just like the Hubble or whatever puts color and stuff. It's like almost as if you're looking through it through your phone. You know, your phone, the digital picture of a
I know like the Foley artist.
Yeah, I know, but it's true.
Oh wow.
One of my friends
Oh, I know, right?
Wow.
I didn't know if I was blocking.
Yeah, there's something about the moon.
Fight Club.
It makes people's mind stop the incessant chatter for if but a moment.
Yeah.
Perhaps the perspective.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a
I've noticed something about you star people.
Yeah, we get far out with our,
Thank you, Zarin.
our consciousness.
Thank you.
Good
night, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. It's a pleasure to share the stars with you. Oh, good. Thank you.
That's bright.
Good to hear.
That's like blinding. You
bright.
can get a
Don't
tan up
don't
there.
stare too long.
It's quite bright. It's quite bright. During the total eclipse, it will be about 10 times brighter than the full moon, I believe.
I was lucky to be in Jackson, Wyoming.
I was in
Sun Valley.
Oh, nice.
And it was, the most amazing thing that was
That's kind of when you see like see the sunspots, like
everything.
you know, when you close your eyes and you.
We were pretty heavy on the White Russians at that point. On the rooftop. We were wondering how we were gonna-
American flag.
Everybody should take a look in the other one or at my phone. I am showing my favorite galaxy currently in the other one. The other one is showing M51, which is a pair of interacting spiral galaxies.
That's cool.
Quite amazing.
Very cool.
I'm proud normal.
That's fun.
So that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I wish they would make bigger windows in plane.
I agree.
I mean, why not?
I know. Same for me. I'm a photographer and I love taking pictures outside of plane windows, but it's like tiny.